Hey, what's happening everyone? It's Dealer Destro here with another Modern Era G.I. Joe review. And for this video, we're going to be taking a trip back into the archives and taking a look at the SDCC exclusive Kim Arashikage, otherwise known as Jinx. So, the year that this figure was offered, I want to say they had already transitioned away from the 25th style cards, so it was refreshing to kind of see, you know, that we got this, and the artwork's pretty cool. I don't know that it's a direct one for the vintage. I want to say this whole area right here looks updated. So anyway, that's what the front of the card looked like. This is her file card. And actually, no, I want to say the old one kind of had like the hair sculpted in, but I could be wrong. But that's her file card. Kind of funny that the name says classified, yet you get, maybe this is an alias. I'm not sure. I know she's Storm Shadow's cousin, so who knows? So yeah, there's that. For those of y'all that haven't had a chance to look at this. And then I like how the convention cards, the back of them have like this comic book look to them, like it shows their, you know, how they were portrayed in the book originally. So there's that. All right, so we'll put that to the side. Loadout on this figure is pretty minimal. She comes with this staff with blades on both sides. I guess blades are tridents or something. I'm not even sure what this is. So she comes with that. And then she comes with this backpack that houses 2 katana blades. And I like this backpack because it's a full sheath, whereas later runs of the G.I. Joe line, I want to say specifically Retaliation, these were hollowed out and you saw where the swords kind of went back into the grooves, and they may have had some of those in the 25th lineup too. But worth mentioning that since this is an exclusive figure, the accessory is of a higher quality. And then let's see how close the camera is going to let me get in on that. So the dragon insignia, pretty clean. I like when they put logos on figures like that, and it comes out looking good. And man, like there's some stuff on the neck that's showing through that doesn't really come through as I look at the figure. But I guess that's the cost of having that macro ability now. Rest assured, this looks like it's a bit of a mess, but the figure itself displays and presents fairly clean. So anyway, so we'll get right down to business here. So looking at the figure, head sculpt completely updated. This was a new head sculpt. The eye work, clean, very clean. The paint, the flesh tone is applied very well. It's like I love when they execute, and when they execute well. And then you notice how the paint right here, the trim of her uniform is done fairly well too. I'm not sure what this bit is on the neck here. Okay, I kind of see that one, but the rest of them I don't really see, like when I'm not looking through the camera. So I'm not sure what's going on with the camera. There we go. So anyway, so the figure is I want to say cast primarily in red, and then you have black, black accents here to kind of, I don't know, like bring out the seams on her uniform. The belt is painted black, or the sash that hangs over her waist here, whatever this is painted black. The tip of the gloves are, or I should say the lining on the gloves is black. The straps that are on the boots are black, and then the bottom of the of her ninja, I guess these aren't really boots, but like socks or whatever, is black too. And overall, I'd say it does look well, which is what I would expect from, an exclusive convention figure. The hands are a little spotty, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't show when you're displaying it on a shelf. It still looks good. Still looks good all around. And for those of y'all that know, Jinx, yeah, and there's a little bit of a QC right there on the buttocks. But for those of y'all that know, if y'all read the comic, y'all know when she debuted in the comic. Most of us got exposure to her when she came out in the movie. And I want to say she came out with the rookies, which were, what was it? Tunnel Rat, Law and Order, Jinx, Falcon, and Big Lob, I want to say. And her and Falcon kind of had this weird chemistry throughout the movie. But yeah, I guess the backstory is like her name was, like, they dubbed her Jinx because, like, whenever she was around, things had a tendency to kind of go south. So that's how the movie explained it. So yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much like minimal paint on this figure, and it's fine because she's a red ninja essentially, and the fact that they got that on clean, they got the trim pretty much clean, it's a good looking figure. So getting into the articulation, this figure is able to articulate and achieve pretty much whatever pose you would want. Now, it doesn't have the updated wrist swivel that they incorporated, but I don't necessarily know that this figure really needs it. So for the elbows, the sculpt kind of makes it like flare out towards the bottom here, but that's again, it's okay. You'll still be able to achieve any ninja pose that your heart could desire, or your mind's eye, or whatever it is that ninjas do. So again, the double knee joint is incorporated in here, but again, because of the sculpt, flares out towards the back. However, it should be noted that when you bring this puppy forward, bam, look at that. You could pretty much get whatever like pose you want out of this. It's pretty good. I like when they execute well here, and it lets you get whatever, it lets you get those super dynamic poses. Now, this figure's ankle does have the updated ankle joint tilt, whatever you want to call this, the Retaliation Ninja ankle. And that, I mean, you can go pretty crazy with that. So, and then you get and you don't really, again, with this ankle, you don't really get the left to right. You get more of the left to right there. So, so yeah. So that is, and nice torso articulation. Head gets a good range of motion. You actually get a little bit of up and some down here because of how the neck is sculpted and how the ball joint sits far up into the head. So looks good. I know that was kind of brief, but there's not really much to talk about with this figure. I mean, it looks good for what it is. It's great. Captures the essence of the character. Fills a huge void in some folks' collections. I know I'm looking forward to the 2017 Big Lob that the club's going to be throwing our way. So definitely looking forward to filling that. I mean, who did we get? We already got Law and Order. We got Tunnel Rat. Now we got Jinx. We got Falcon. We got Beachhead. So we've pretty much got the whole movie crew. So anyway, so I'm gonna finish putting her back together, and then we'll come back and wrap this up with some final words here. All right, so that's what she looks like with her knucklehead band of miscreants. And I guess it's really his knucklehead band because he was kind of stuck with them for the whole movie. So just pretend for a minute that Big Lob's kind of hanging out in the back here. And I want to say that's the crew. I could be missing someone. I know I called these guys out, and I forgot to mention that Chuckles was part of that too when they brought him into the fold as well, which, in the movie he was really portrayed as awkward. He was really kind of portrayed as like this jock type dude, I guess, when he threw the missile at the his tank as opposed to using a more practical approach. Not really what you'd expect from like a double agent / undercover operative. Anyway, that said, this is how she's gonna fit in with your roster. I don't know what this figure goes for on the secondary market prices, and I mean, if it's anything like with past SDCC single carded figures like this, you're probably looking at anywhere between $40 and $60 to pick this one up and add it to your set. So I'm not going to say one way or another whether I recommend it. I know what I paid for it. I did eBay Con like I do every year after SDCC or during SDCC, and it was enough that I bought one, because the other one, I want to say there might have been a white figure with a different head sculpt. I don't remember. I opted for the red one because that one kind of, I think, more captured the essence of the character that I'm familiar with as I'm familiar with it. So that's that. So I'll leave you with those thoughts. Is it a good figure? Yes. Yes, it is absolutely a good figure. Oh, and one other thing to note too. Shout outs to, man, I want to say that dude's name is Solomon Witt of Sanuk Studios. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering that. But anyway, long time ago when those guys were had a heavy presence on Facebook, he took it upon himself to do that, and I was lucky enough to get in on it. So that's how I display Jinx on my shelf, and that's this pan. Let me just slide this over to the side real quick. Do a quick refocus, and that, I must say, that looks good. I mean, I'm a fan. I dig it. I like it. Big ups to that dude for sending me that head sculpt. I think it definitely adds a new dynamic to this figure. Whoops. So yeah. So I will leave you with that note, ladies and gentlemen. So again, appreciate y'all watching the videos. Hope y'all are liking what you're seeing. Till next time, catch you guys on the flip side.